Stand by. The program will begin soon.
There's an example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. We might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she's never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Diablo asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh! Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentle limit.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive pardon, whether he can issue President's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would be a
can't?
gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse.
President-
A presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, Jamie Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
a powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt, or
Ah,
at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jamie
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he
about
get a
this.
pardon also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that
the
committee?
seeking of pardons is
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. You're going to condemn that pardon.
Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people, commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators linking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to, out and out deny anything. That's the weird part.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The
of a
audacity!
president who's so clearly
The
concerned about his own
audacity!
criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Like the boy asked, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Avocado Diablo, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And it didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about. And even more, the ones I didn't even get to, I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
Oh, yeah. It's Friday, people. You know what that means. It means I'm probably unorganized today. Oh, wait, that's every day. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. And welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where it's Friday Q&A day, and we love our Friday Q&A. And I was kind of feeling a little lazy this morning when I got here, and I probably, I was setting up the show, and I'm like, what should I do here? What does this say? Oh, wow, I haven't looked at this in a while. What does my goal there say? Is that still talking? I didn't realize I didn't change the tip goal. Anyway, I'll change that Monday. Yeah, it's Friday and I don't have a lot on my plate. There's a lot of news, but I was like, maybe we can just scroll through and watch some videos and do some things like that. I accidentally got rid of the James O'Keefe video I was going to do yesterday. So I might look for that while we're doing this, but mainly I just want to go scroll through X today and see what kind of effery, F as in, what, there is to talk about. And there's certainly, I could go through the news aggregator, but I'm just going to put that at the end. And if we find stuff, we'll do that. And then it'll be Friday Q&A and then that'll be the show. So, yeah, so let's do that. Yeah, the teacher's hung over again, wheeling the VCR. Well, not quite that, but close. You know what I mean? Anyway, first in the chat today is Kara Soldier. Yeah, beat me to the punch. You got to give me 2 bells for that. And mainly because there's something going on with YouTube. Every time at least the last 2 times I've set up a stream, it tells me my chat's not available. Today it told me my stream was not available. I'm like, I had to refresh it like 4 times to actually be able to even use my studio, which was kind of annoying, but I guess things happen on YouTube. I can't tell who's second here. Oh, that is Kara Soldier. Also, good morning, Mike Savage, Blarg. JB's in the house. My favorite Canadian Jaeger pony. K-Shaw, what up, Kirsten? Johnny Booner Tex doing his job. Green Badger Outdoors is here. Good morning. Also, Lord Stanhope, welcome back. Hello, Somnambul Nation. Did I already say that? No, I didn't. Hey, Somnambul Nation, what's up? Attack Alpaca, welcome back. You found the channel again. Who else is here? Tyre, the Pope. Oh my goodness. Pope Tyrannus the Third. The Blessed Lich. There you go. Also, good morning, Rick Ashbringer, and anyone else who happens to be popping into the chat or into the stream. Looks like there's only 17 people here, but that's okay. Hit the like button, though. I mean, if there's 17 people, that's the first thing you should do. That's the first thing you should do. Hit the damn like button. I know you like this, kind of. I mean, you're here every damn day, so hit the like button. That always helps. I'm just saying, the like to the people who have been here ratio is lacking today. So let's get on that. And let's have a good show. So, let's see. I can get rid of that. The only really interesting trending topics that I popped up here, I only put up 5 things here because, like I said, I want to scroll through the feed, and because I scroll now. Let me just preface this. I'm not scrolling through it completely blindly because I have scrolled down and I left this particular section of the feed for a reason, because there was a few things in there that I thought were interesting. One of them is this shit right here. Do you know who knows who these 2 people are? If you know who these 2 people are, type their names in the chat. Oh, by the way, it's Friday Q&A to do that thing with the questions. I see JB's already on it. Also, if you haven't shared the stream, click at the top of this chat there and drop a let's go on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, for me. In fact, the people who've already shared the stream or done something of that nature, of course, Somnambul Nation's on the ball. Drop in there, Friday Free for All Summer Solstice Edition. Also, this is cool. Now, not only did they drop the link for the stream, But Somnambul Nation's got the action pants on. Yes! The action pants! By Sanzabelt. Anyone remember those? That's gotta be 60s. That's not even 70s. That's 60s. So nobody remembers that. At least, I don't know. Someone here is older than 60. Yeah, the Sanzabelt pants. I don't even know who made, or that's the name of the company. A man of action needs to wear pants of action. Sanzabelt, the only slack with the patented action. Wait a minute, hold up. Action zone. Look where the action zone is. Does that mean it has a special zipper that opens up really wide? Oh, I guess not everybody needs that. Anyway, yes, action pants. Okay, I'm a little fixated on action pants. Anyway, good morning. Did someone else just pop in? No, they didn't. Okay. With an extra large snack sack. Yeah. But look what they have, that little action pants zone there. That's kind of funny. Anyway, thank you also to Reaction Puerto Rico, Kirsten Shull, Kay Shull, JB, and Somnambul Nation for retweeting my tweet of the show. Got it. Let's go from JB with the, what's it? Is this Westworld? Is that what it's called? The Yul Brynner, and they had the robots. Is that what is that called? Something World. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, and then actually Puerto Rico matching my energy with the skiing gopher. That's hilarious. And then here Green Badger Outdoors got the is that which helicopter is that? Is that Firefox? No, not Firefox. What's that called? What's that show called with the helicopter? That's quite the vehicle. We talked about vehicles yesterday. Also, Mike Savage with Let's Go. Let us go, as always. I appreciate that. Reposting and giving a little heart there. And there you go. Airwolf. Thank you. It's not Firefox. It's Airwolf. Yeah, that's yeah, that was a pretty good show too. I only saw a few episodes of that one though. I think wasn't that in the mid 80s? I think I was in college and I didn't spend a whole lot of time watching TV unless it was MTV and drinking beer and all kinds of things like that. Firefox was the movie with a stealth Russian plane. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's talk about the few things that I am highlighting. Yeah, it is Jan Michael Vincent. Yes, absolutely. The few things I did highlight, and actually two of them are the same thing. Today's the first day of summer. Happy first day of summer, everybody. I don't know why this is the first. I mean, it's the summer solstice. Yeah, I know it's the kind of when the something. It's the middle point of something. Anyway, it's summer. Hello, and I hope you all have some good plans for the summer. We blew everything on our last trip, so our summer is going to be working to get caught up on all the money we spent, which we spent more than we should have. But it was fun, and I don't give a shit. It's vacation money. It's not real money. We'll make up for it later. But a lot of people have been posting about summer. Here it says, good Red Friday. Oh, it's Red Friday, too. I didn't put that on there, but Red Friday when we, basically it's deployed individuals, people who are deployed right now. And we have right now, got to say a special prayer for those who are deployed because we don't know what's coming. Hopefully we can avoid some shit, but we might not. And, so you got to pray for everyone who's deployed right now. Also, happy first day of summer. Says, enjoy it, but be safe. God bless President Trump. God bless our troops. God bless MAGA Maha, and God bless America. All right, well, that's a good one. Also, this was mine, and somebody used the same one, but this was my the GIF I trolled. It's finally summer. Good morning, happy first day of summer, and happy Friday. Hope everyone has a wonderful day and weekend. Now, it's also, there's a bunch of these plastered all over here. I can't scroll because I haven't scrolled through this, and I'm afraid I'm going to start seeing body parts that shouldn't be on YouTube. But also, happy summer solstice is here. And this was kind of interesting. Someone says, well, I hope you're happy. Summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, June 20th, 2025 at 10:42 p.m. Eastern time marks the day with the most daylight since the Earth will be tilted most towards the sun. Well, no, the most daylight if you're in the northern hemisphere. Oh, yeah, it says Northern Hemisphere. Therefore, as your resident curmudgeon, I'm obligated to point out that the hour of sleep you daylight saving time advocates stole from me in March just gave you a smidge over 100 days extra sunlight. And now, unless you can figure out a way to permanently change the Earth's axis and piss off everyone in the southern hemisphere, by doing so, the daylight hours you coveted will progressively grow shorter each day until December. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, and I want an extra hour sleep back, damn it. Yes! I don't know. I don't mind daylight saving time. I don't give a shit. I'm going to be up and asleep in the same amount of time no matter what it is. So anyway, enjoy the longest day of the year. Enough about summer solstice. That was too long. Also, for some reason, Columbus Day is trending. I'm like, why the is Columbus Day trending? Oh, because people are bitching about Juneteenth still. Someone's saying, oh, but there are some things about Columbus Day. Here's one. Saving this for Columbus Day. And nice land mass you got there. Be a shame if someone interrupted the endless tribal warfare and created a functioning community. Oh, oh my goodness. That's harsh. And then some people, Eric Swalwell. Now, everyone loves Eric Swalwell, the dumbass from California. And he's mad that Trump tweeted this: too many non-working holidays in America. It is costing our country billions of dollars to keep all these businesses closed. The workers don't want it either. Soon we'll end up having a holiday for everyone's working day of the year. It must change if we're going to make America great again. So he said that. And look, I don't know if there's a whole lot of businesses closing on Juneteenth or Columbus Day or all those other. Usually they have mattress sales, Martin Luther King Day mattress sale, which I never understood that. But anyway, businesses tend not to close on these minor holidays, but for some reason the federal government does. And for me, to be honest, anytime the federal government is closed, I'm probably much happier that day because they're not going to vote on some shit that I don't want them to vote on. So, I'm going to be against that. But Swalwell certainly was saying this because he was complaining that this might be, it might be racist to say that because he said it on Juneteenth. I'd be fine if we didn't close the government down on all these extra holidays. But then again, I almost rather have them closed. If you could close the government down for 9 months of the year, I wouldn't mind, Anyway, someone here says, today I celebrate Columbus Day. Today is a fake holiday. Oh my God, the gays get a fucking month. The blacks get a fucking month. The Italians used to have a fucking day and they took it away from us. So now Columbus Day is every fucking day of the year. If you don't like it, fuck off. Okay, well, you're salty. I didn't have to have the screen, did I? That's dumb. So anyway, that was the first one I was talking about. There's the second one. There's the third one. They're in the links. You'll find it. Don't worry about it. All right, moving on. Next. Now, those of you who are over 50, well, and maybe I would say, let's say over 55, okay, which I don't know how many of you are over 55, but on this day, 50 years ago, maybe not if you're definitely if you're over 60, but because I know where I was on this day 50 years ago. I know exactly where I was let's see. It was about, I would say in about 4 hours from right now, 50 years ago today, I know where I was. I was at the Indian Hills Theater in Omaha, Nebraska, waiting in line to see the movie that premiered on this day 50 years ago. And that would be, wait for it, as you are. You're just like, what is he going to say? Some of you already know probably. Hi, Bookworm Addict. 50 years ago today. Yes, JB, it was Jaws. I went and saw Jaws on the first day it came in the theaters. I don't even know why they let us in. Well, I was tall at 10 years old, so I could get away with it. I was like, was I 10 yet? I don't know. We went and saw Jaws. And, I remember that far because I remember watching Jaws. We're going to need a bigger boat. that movie, it's interesting because someone on Twitter today said something about, oh yeah, you know, Freddy Krueger terrifies me, whatever. Is there any character in movies that still terrifies you to this day? Yeah, that fucking shark scared the shit out of me in Jaws. But the best moment in that movie is when they're down on, they're scuba diving down and there's a little shipwreckage and they're down there and they're up there. And all of a sudden that head falls out of the hole in the boat. And everybody the whole theater screamed. Yeah, what a great movie that was. And the animatronic shark, I've seen that. We went out to Disney World. I think it's at Universal Studios in California now, but you couldn't go out there and still see the animatronic shark. What a great movie. I think I saw it 14 or 15 times that summer because it was just fun to go be scared shitless from a shark. And it did certainly, there was kind of a craze about that, where everyone was afraid of shark attacks. Shark attacks are pretty fucking rare, but that movie had people going, man. And and this scene here, when he's chumming for the shark and it jumps up at him. There it is. Oh, baby. The most famous line. We're going to need a bigger boat. So anyway, love that movie. I can even watch it now and enjoy that movie. It's a little, there's certain aspects about it that certainly are dated, but the story itself is fantastic. So anyway. Well, you had time to go to the theater since you weren't going swimming. Yeah, no, I swam in the pool at Lee Valley's pool in Omaha. But yeah, that was one of the great movies. One of the great movies of all time. So anyway. All right. And then the only other thing trending that I wanted to talk about, for some reason, BuzzFeed is trending. And I'm like, what? BuzzFeed still exists? I was like, why is BuzzFeed trending? Well, the most prominent thing people are posting about BuzzFeed is this article that someone posted. MAGA is loudly regretting their votes after witnessing ICE raids across the nation, and it's really not looking good for Trump. And I thought to myself when I saw this, what the flying butthole is this woman talking about? What? What? What MAGA Republican voters complaining about the ICE raids? Anybody? I haven't seen one. So this is just some wishful thinking propaganda BS. And I don't know if I need to say anything more about that. Here, Derek Hunter, holy shit, BuzzFeed still exists. I would have lost that bet. Also, it's dumber than ever. Yes, it is dumber than ever. Unbelievable. Darren Root, good morning. I mean, the whole feed of talking about BuzzFeed has to do with this. Opinion. BuzzFeed dropping articles like this proves exactly why X is crushing legacy media, news media websites, and all other social platforms. Is anybody mad about the ICE raids? Half the immigrants in the country are not complaining about the ICE raids. What are they talking about? How weird is that? So anyway, hell no, BuzzFeed is fake news, horse shit. Trump has 54% approval, meaning he has the support of more than just the people that voted for him. He has an 88% approval rating among Republicans. I don't think the ICE raids are hurting Donald Trump at all. In fact, probably more prominent thing hurting, if at all, Donald Trump is this whole thing going on with Israel and Iran and the war shit, which I'm not happy about. But geez, the other stuff, it's like I can look. Let me put it this way. We could have had Kamala Harris. Oh, hell no. Anyways, you get the point. You got the point. All right, so that's it. That's all I opened up for this show. Thank you, and you have a good day. My name is PDawgKnight. I'm out. Okay, no, I'm not. Don't even think about it. Good morning, Advocatus Diabli. What's up? Man, I was getting worried, my brother. What's up? And also, on this honorable mention list of favorite Canadians, Special Can Assets in the house. Welcome, sir. Oh, Canada. That's all I know of this song. Flying buttholes and action pants. Yes. This is the show of flying buttholes and action pants. With a special backside action zipper. Oh dear. I didn't say the pants were gay. Anyway, all right, let's go. I wanted to go down my feed here because there's some interesting things here. And I'm going to drop links for a lot of this. I'm not going to go through all of it, but like, for example, I bookmarked this link. Hang on. I'm going to keep these in order. There's a link here. Now, it's something that I actually noticed when I was in Europe. Here's a feed talking about 11 American foods that are banned in other countries, which is interesting. They put, you eat bread, cheese, and pasta every day in Europe and feel alive. In America, the same food makes you sick. And no one talks about why here are 11 American foods banned in other countries. And when we were planning on this going to Europe, I had read something about the bread over in Europe versus the bread here. And by the way, I lost 10 pounds on vacation. Now, a lot of it because we walked a shit ton. We were walking elevations up and down fucking mountains and shit. But also, I mean, we ate pretty well while we were over there too. And I ate bread every day. The first thing I did when we went to the store, because the first day we were there, we made our salad in our hotel room. And I bought this, big old piece of Italian bread. And I ate the whole damn thing with butter. I didn't feel full from the bread. It didn't drag me down like, and I don't eat a ton of bread at home anymore because I get, makes you want to sleep. But anyway, so there's this thread on foods that are different in Europe. For example, bread made with carbonamide. I can't even say the friggin' word. They didn't put why here. They didn't put the explanation. Oh yeah, you eat bread in Europe, no problem. You eat it in the U.S. and you feel bloated, foggy, and off. Made with carbonamide, whatever, a chemical used in yoga mats linked to asthma, hormone disruption, and cancer, banned in 30 plus countries for a reason. It's not the bread; it's what's baked into it. And apparently that's in a lot of the bread in the United States, especially if you eat white bread. Now, I eat a lot of artisan bread. If I eat bread at all, I don't make sandwiches or anything anymore, or unless I have a burger somewhere, obviously. Hi, BV, a little bit of some TC, by the way. So anyway, American cheese, because of the dyes and emulsifiers. Yeah, you got to eat, if you're going to eat cheese, eat good cheese. Don't eat fucking Kraft singles. Real cheese doesn't glow in the dark. Anyway, there's a whole list of things here. It's interesting, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's interesting, but may not be that interesting to you. Other things in the feed. Let me just scroll down here. I'll go one at a time. Oh, did anyone figure out who those two were? These two? Did anyone mention it? I don't know if anyone said it. Did anyone say who they were? Do you know who those are? At least one you probably know. This is the Daily Krasenstein. But that's not one of the Krasensteins, obviously. Those two people are, I don't have a drum roll, damn it. Yes, Bookworm Addict. That is Huma Abedin. And that person that she is married to is none other than Alex Soros. So Huma Abedin, who is Hillary Clinton's, been Hillary's personal assistant for probably 40 years. Married Alex Soros. Wow, she went for, now remember who remembers who Huma Abedin used to be married to? Hello, Willie is in the chat. She used to be married to none other than Anthony Carlos Danger Wiener. She went from Carlos Danger to Alex Soros, part of the most evil family in history. Wow. But gee, I wonder how she met Alex Soros. Oh Lord. Oh, by the way, didn't we talk about before I left how Anthony Weeder's trying to get back into politics? And oh my God, the interview was so hilarious of someone, it might have been someone on CNN, just kind of talking to him about the whole, okay, you're showing your penis to underage girls and shit. Oh my God, you hope they breed? What is wrong with you? No! No. I think Huma might be a little too old to be breeding anyway, just now. Siri, where's my phone? Siri, how old is Huma Abedin? Siri, wake up. How old is Huma Abedin? Huma Abedin is 49 years old. Well, look, she's at the apex. If she's going to breed, they're going to breed. She better do it now and get some special care just in case. No, please don't breed. Anyway, poached eggs. Goddamn, that's that's so wrong. Anyway, Ed Krasenstein, congratulations to these two amazing people, Alex Soros and Huma Abedin. Now, the comments on this. Let's go to the comments on Ed Krasenstein's post here. Because, it's about what you'd expect here. The first one for someone named Jay Patriot. Imagine being a billionaire and married to that. Now, wait. No, okay, look. Let's be honest. Huma Abedin's not ugly. She's, she's mid to 6-7 plus, right? And for a 49-year-old woman, she looks pretty good, okay? She looks ethnic, that's all. But otherwise, she's not ugly. I would think just the opposite. Imagine being Huma Abedin and being married to that. Hello, Blue-Eyed Scream. Anyway, and so Ed's like, married to what? Tell me. Hillary Clinton's assistant. You're forever tied to Hillary Clinton, which you probably were anyway. Actual match made in hell, Carmen Sabia. Yes. What's so amazing about these two people? Ed, promoting civil rights, voting rights, and humanitarian causes to start. Yeah. Humanitarian causes. Let's see. The Soros family is the foundation, whatever. They're the ones who have all these paid for all these district attorney, state attorney, whatever, attorney general campaigns in states where they stop prosecuting people for crimes, and then they're crime-ridden hellholes thanks to the prosecutors that George Soros bought and paid for. So I'm not saying that that's a humanitarian cause, because you're fucked. Anyway, you can get it. Some people bitching about it. I don't know anyone who's saying that it's amazing. She went from Anthony Weiner to George Soros' heir? Yes, she did. And what's your point? I don't know. She went from one dickhead to another dickhead. I don't know. That's easy enough. Getting married after him and his father spread crime, hate, and bigotry. Oh, snap. Oh. Anyway, there you go. Huma Abedin, Alex Soros, may you live a long, happy life in hell. All right, next. What else can I find here? Let's scroll a little more. Oh, this is interesting. This is part 1. Is there a part 2? Part 2 in the comments. Let's watch a video of a 19-year-old who turns into a maniac as police search her car. Let's watch this one. Let's like I said, it's going to be kind of a video day, and or whatever we find day. So, oh wait, I got to make sure I put a link to this. Let me link it in so that if you want to find it later, you can. There we go. In fact, let's use that one. We'll use that one because it's makes more sense. Here we go. Let's watch a video. Let's see some fuckery. Now that I'm deep enough into the stream where I could say the word fuckery. It's one of my favorite words, actually. I just don't use it enough. Anyway, okay, so 19-year-old. No, wait, hold on. Wait. Okay, here we go. All right, 19-year-old turns into a maniac as police search her car. Let's watch this. By the way, I'm going to do a halfway point. Is it halfway point yet? Oh, it's almost halfway point. I'm going to do a halfway point on the Q&A, just so, since there's no spacers, I wanted to get there before there's a bunch of questions. Let's watch this, then we'll do a few Q&As.
Hey, stop touching the deputy. You do it again, you're going to get
Why are you touching the deputy? You might get smacked in the mouth if you touch the deputy. I don't know.
jail. The last time you smoked inside that vehicle. Okay. Bend a little bit because we can smell it from here. Okay. Understand something. In the state of Florida, they give us a probable cause to check that vehicle. Okay. But what I'm going to ask you guys to do, if you guys will stay over here, reason why is because that semis moving over here, we got vehicles moving over here.
At least the deputy's a brother. She can't make excuses on that.
Deputy's going to check that vehicle.
Okay, no. Why does it have to be 4 people?
No, they're not just explaining. We're not normal patrol deputies. This is part of our highway interdiction unit. I have about 15 deputies up here. Oh, what are we doing? How are you? Nothing's different. Yes, ma'am.
4 people here. There's only 2 of us.
Because it's not. Wait. She's asking, why are there 4 people here when there's only 2 of us? What fucking difference does it make? Is it supposed to, are you planning on having a fair fight? What are you talking about? You've been stopped for whatever the hell you've been stopped for. It doesn't matter if there's 4 or there's 10. Just be glad they don't have their guns drawn.
First off, I'm here because I'm the supervisor over here. These guys are here to make this go faster. This deputy's going to stand here with you while those other deputies finish and make the whole thing go a lot faster, unless you want to stand here on the side of the road a lot longer. All right?
So to go faster, that's why.
That's why this deputy's going to take my spot here real quick. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. All right? I'm the supervisor, and I'll be right here.
Oh, by the way, today's coffee is brought you today by the country of Switzerland. I don't know. My son brought this back. He and his went skiing in the Alps with his in-laws, which is lovely that he's able to do that. I hope he appreciates the great life he has. Anyway.
But I've got some other stuff that I've got to take care of. That's why I have this deputy stand here with me. All right?
Okay.
We don't have badge.
By the way, I know my son appreciates the great life he has. He's a good kid. I'm not. I have no problem with that. I just think it's awesome that he was able to do that. I would love to do that someday.
You don't have a badge.
No, ma'am.
Why are you being mean to me? What's going here? What's up? You don't know.
Listen, you're not going to talk to us like you're not going to talk to us.
You're not going to call me that. You're not going to call me that. Don't look at me with a smile. Don't look at me with a smile. Look at me.
She wants to do that. Hey, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
You need to relax. You need to relax. You're about to go to jail.
Why are you telling me?
Because you won't shut the fuck up.
My piercing fell out. Okay.
My piercing fell out.
You're not going to go around and come at a deputy like that, okay?
I don't give a
Wait a minute. Which piercing? Do you see this girl's face? Hold up. Let me back this up. She got 1, 2, 3, 4. Like which hi, Beefy Luminous. Her piercing fell out. Okay. I don't know why. But apparently because there's a strong smell of weed in the car and she didn't even acknowledge that there wasn't, now they want to search the car. It's probably for a traffic violation. But then, yeah, because sometimes, I mean, some stops are legit and some are not. But I'm not sure yet, but it sounds like they're going to find something.
Okay. Well, if you don't care that much, you're going to go to jail. Ooh. Don't tell me to move. There's traffic.
Ooh.
I don't want you to
Hey, stop touching the deputy. You do it again, you're going to go to jail.
Okay, so that's part 1. Let's go to part 2, and this will be the end of it. They sure like showing her her hump day parts. Okay.
Stop resisting. Put your arms behind your back. Stop resisting. Put your arms behind your back. Stop resisting. Put your arms behind your back. Stop resisting.
At this point, it's like, it's in Florida. The entire state smells like weed. That's true. There's always a weed smell. All the above. I don't know why they stopped her, and it may or may not be for legitimate reasons, but her actions doesn't help at all. And screaming in someone's face has never helped. So.
Ready?
No.
Michaela, yeah, she just don't have to.
Wait, stand. Face the vehicle. Did I touch you? Face the vehicle. Did I touch her? You did touch me. Yes, you did touch me. Time? Have body cam footage? Get that thing out of her hand. No. No!
It's because you...
No! Stop!
Stop.
I don't know. For me, at this point, I just go, all right. I'm a cooperate, and then I'll get your ass in court if you did something wrong, which is certainly possible. I'm not gonna watch any more of this shit. It's gonna be her screaming and them being mad at her. What's crazier is young people don't know how to interact with law enforcement or authorities. It's like we have to instruct a whole generation on how to keep their cool and know their rights and comply with the rule of law. That's the part. Know your rights and don't give them any reason to be more asshole than they already are. That's kind of my whole thing here. So I thought that was interesting. Let's find some more to look at. Let's see. What was else the one I scrolled? Oh, no. What happened? Oh, there we go. Let me find. Okay. Oh, no. No. Not bookmarks. What the hell did I do there? Here we go. All right. So we got Human Avenue. We got that. What's the other one I scrolled down to? Oh, here's another Daily Krasenstein. Yay. Breaking. So apparently the June 14th No Kings protest was such a rousing success. They've decided to have another one. Here's another Daily Krasenstein. Breaking. Hang on. There we go. Breaking. The organizers of one of the most successful protests in recent U.S. history, the No Kings protests, have just announced the Good Trouble Lives On protest on July 17th. July 17th marks 5 years since the death of John Lewis, who coined the phrase Good Trouble. Who's in? Now, it's interesting when Brian says it was the most successful protest in recent U.S. history. How recent are we talking, Ed or Brian, or whichever the uglier of the two Krasensteins, identical twins you are? You are? It was a success. Yeah, great. In some cities it was huge, in some cities it was nothing. I mean, but yeah, sure, it was a success. What did they? What? Oh, Avocados Dabby beat me to the question. What exactly did it accomplish? So and I'm sure that's what some of the questions were. This is going to be a very successful protest. Americans are tired of Trump and want him out of the White House. Well, how's a protest going to get him out of the White House? I wish someone could explain how the protest of not having a king in a nation that literally never had a king is somehow successful. We already don't have any kings and never will. So what exactly is the point? It's as silly as it gets when you sit down and actually think about it. Ding! So anyway, that's one of the Daily Crasses. Let's pause for a moment. We're going to do a few questions from Friday Q&A because I want to break them up a little bit today. So here we go. Let's start with the first question on Friday. Wait a minute, hold on. Let's do the first half of the Friday Q&A questions on PDawgKnight's Friday Q&A. I don't know why I like to do that, but I do. Okay. What did I do there? Okay. Oh, the next one. Oh, when we get to this one after for this. Okay, first question from JB, who asks, could you beat up Steve McQueen in a fight? If not, which Western star do you think you could? LOL. Well, I absolutely could beat up Steve McQueen in a fight. Why? Because he's dead and can't fight back. But if Steve McQueen were alive, he's just a fucking actor. I can still beat the shit out of him, even in his prime. And look, put us both in our prime. Steve McQueen's getting his ass kicked because he's an actor, and I'm a real boy. Okay, there you go. Lord Stanhope, what's your favorite country outside of the U.S. to take a dump in? Oh, that's a good question. You know, here's the thing. I hate taking a dump in Mexico because the problem with Mexico now, well, actually, if you're in the touristy towns in Mexico, it's all fine. But the first time I ever went to Mexico, this was in 1993, I believe. And we went to Mazatlan. And, the hotel toilets work fine, toilet paper and everything. But, when you go to Mexico, and usually the first time you go to Mexico, there's this thing called Montezuma's Revenge. And we were walking around in the old part of Mazatlan, and a guy we met, the piano player at the piano bar, said, "Hey, I'll take you on a tour of old Mazatlan." We're like, "Okay, sure, what the hell?" So we go around to old Mazatlan, and suddenly, Montezuma's Revenge struck. And I'm like, "Oh shit, where'd I go to a bathroom here?" Literally, oh shit. And apparently in this place, you had to pay to use a toilet. And it was a dirty toilet. They had no toilet seat. And they had very little toilet paper. And I had a gusher going. And I'm like, this is gross. Too much information? Yeah. Favorite place? Let's see. Austria. Because they have nice toilets. There you go. That's it. Nice toilets in Austria. Actually, the toilets in Spain were pretty good too. They all worked. They all had toilet paper. I fortunately didn't have to go to the bathroom when I was in Morocco. In fact, I ended up using the bathroom on the ferry, which was fine. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to say Austria. Thanks for the question. All right, next question. JB asks, favorite movie of all time. This is going to sound a little weird, but I've said this for a while too, and I mean there's so many to choose from. My favorite movie of all time is Hercules. The Disney animated version of Hercules. I love that movie. Now, part of the reason I love that movie, because when we were watching with our kids, we got it, and in high school, I had a class on Greek mythology. We just had an option. We had this whole section on Greek mythology in one of my classes, and it was funny watching that movie, how they really did tell stories of Greek mythology, but in a very funny way, in a very funny movie. And James Wood as Hades, the voice of Hades was amazing. I just love that movie. I could watch it 100 times. A movie that we also watched a lot is White Chicks, but that's not my favorite movie of all time. But I love that movie, Hercules. All right, JB, would you ever go up in an air balloon? Already have. Avocados Diabli. So now that you've been there, do you still kind of like the music? Are the ladies really insane there? And do they know how to use it? Will they ever lose it and not abuse it? Well, as a matter of fact, yes, absolutely. Did anyone else catch that? I know exactly what he did there. I see what you did there. I see that. That's a very good AD. Very good question. Lord Sandom asks, as a professional bartender, what spice mix would you use to make a syrup for old fashions? Okay. Lord Stanhope. What you just said is sacrilege to a professional bartender. Okay. I don't use a spice mix. I don't make a syrup for it. You muddle pure cane sugar with the orange and cherry. You muddle that. Okay. Then you discard the stuff. And then you drop a little Angostura bitters, pour your bourbon, and that's your drink. No syrup. You have to muddle the sugar with the fruit. And that's a proper old fashioned. Now, if you're going to make a syrup, in fact, it's funny because where did I get an old fashioned somewhere? There's a place in the Twin Cities here that has old fashioned on tap. And it's actually not bad, but it's still sacrilege to me. We're not doing any spice mix or whatever. Little Angostura bitters, muddled sugar. There you go. Let's see. Avocado Diabli asks, have you ever woken up question? These are my favorite questions. And in fact, I expect every one of you to answer this question in the chat. Have you ever woken up in an alley behind a tapas place with a squirrel sitting on your chest staring at you quizzically whilst a bear in a tutu dances a jig with a no-legged midget doing a handstand. You know, everything except for the midget, AD. You were very close. And that happened when we stopped in, what's that town called we stopped in and had a coffee? Malaga, whatever the name of the town was. We stopped and had a coffee on our way to the lovely city of Ronda. So yes, Special K, just that one time. JB probably tired last Tuesday. Marty is the one with the wacky adventures, LOL. Yes, I am. And what? Why, yes, except for the taco place. Wait, no, not taco. Tapas. Here, let me spell it for you in the chat. Like a tapas bar. And not topless, tapas. That's in Spain, they're little appetizers that you used to get for free with your drinks, but now they have all these tapas places where you actually have to buy the appetizer. But yeah, and we went to several of those places. In fact, the best one was Mercado San Miguel in Madrid. Oh my gosh, it's like a tapas mall because they had all these different vendors in there selling tapas. Tacos greater than tapas? Oh hell no, man. Oh, and one of the best things we ate there at that tapas place, Mercado de San Miguel, we had some baked oysters. Like they were, you have the little half shell and they put some cheese and cream, whatever, and the oysters are baked into it. Oh my God, that was so good. It was so creamy, rich, and whatever. My mouth's watering. Okay, we're gonna come back to Q&A. I got the woken up in the alley question. We'll go start after that one. All right, here we go. Now, here's one for you. This, I saw this, and I was a little bit disappointed in the replies to this, but everyone take a look at this picture. Give me a second here. Take a look at this picture. Someone says, this should be a ticketable offense. Now look at the picture carefully, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this. Because I agree, and in fact, in the state of Texas, this is a ticketable offense. That it's under law, and I'm sure it might be in other states, and particularly if you're driving under the speed limit. There's certain states where that is a ticketable offense if you're holding up the faster lane on the left, then whatever. Even if you're going the speed limit, even if you're going the exact speed limit, that is a ticketable offense in Texas. Now, it's called impeding traffic. Exactly. So it isn't this picture that got me. It's some of the responses I'm reading about this. Let's go full screen so you can see the whole responses on the right. The first one on this, and I'm dumbfounded that anyone would think, there's nothing wrong with this. This person says, get fucked. The speed limit applies to both lanes. And you know what? It already is a ticketable offense? Exceeding that speed limit. If you want to break that law, go around. Bullshit. It's very well known in American traffic laws in almost all 50 states that no matter that the left lane is for passing. And if you're impeding traffic in the left lane, you're an asshole. You should be in the right lane going the speed limit. If you don't want to go speed, fine. Which is amazing. And in fact, I'm curious about the responses to that. Why is it important to keep right? Safety reduces the risk of accidents caused by speed differences. Efficiency allows faster drivers to pass safely. Legality. In most U.S. states, it's illegal to drive slowly in the left lane unless you are actively passing another vehicle. And this person who has the rainbow and trans flags in their bios, again, that should tell you a lot. Why it's ridiculous to keep right. Safety reducing the risk of accidents caused by speed differences can be easily accomplished by everyone driving the speed. Go fuck yourself. Nobody drives the speed limit. And if they're oh my God, you got to be efficiency. It's much more efficient to use the entire bandwidth of a bus than half or a third of it. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of my way. It applies to network traffic and highway traffic. Legality, yeah, there's some wacky laws, even contradictory ones. Again, It's a problem with the solution. The solution is get the fuck out of my way. That's my solution. Anyway, let's see. And then, but what amazes me is I read this, is there are a bunch of people saying that same bullshit. Next one right here. If everyone was doing the speed, oops, hang on. Let me give this its own link here, because now I'm pissed off. I'm likely to fuck this up. The very next one, also, hang on. No, as long as that lead car is doing the speed limit, it is not a ticketable offense. What is tailgating that car and attempting to go above the posted speed limit? By the way, right lane is fully open to pass. No, that's not how it works, asshole. It's the left lane is called a passing lane for a reason. Anyway, someone else here. If everyone was doing the speed limit, which is a ticketed offense, then they would have never caught up to that person. Hence, that person would not be in their way. So everyone should look at themselves before throwing stones at others and start driving correctly. How about driving somewhere else? You asshole. Thank you, JB, dropping a deuce in the tip jar saying, what's worse than speeding? Slow moving vehicles. Yeah. And how do we even know from this picture that that person is driving the speed limit? How do we know that that person's not driving 5 miles under the speed limit and pissing everyone off behind him? But so many of these, none of these going the posted speed limit. If so, he's doing a community service by stopping other people from speeding. Go fuck yourself. I can't believe how many people are saying that. It all depends. Is he doing the speed limit? Then just deal with it. Oh my God, it's making me cough. Are you serious? How many people are saying that? Why does the person that follows the law have to weave in and out of traffic? No, the person who follows the law can be in the right lane and not have to weave in and out of traffic. That's the point. If you're going to drive slower than everyone else, then drive in the right-hand lane where you're not in their way. That's the law. That is the law in most states. This one, are they going the minimum speed? If so, they cannot be ticketed. Perhaps God put you behind that slow driver to prevent your death. Slow down, enjoy the present instead of rushing to the future. In the immortal words of that one Saturday Night Live character, bitch, please. Good God, are you serious? These are the assholes who drive in the left lane 5 miles under the speed limit. I'm not moving for you because you want to go faster than the speed limit. I hit 77 miles per hour and hit cruise control, and you people can go around. Go fuck all these people. As irritating as it is, the fact that a line of cars don't just go around him, you can see there's room, is even more annoying due to their lack of common sense. No! No! How many? I can't believe there's this many people doing this. It is against the law. The problem, law enforcement doesn't give them tickets. The left lane slow pokes cause more accidents and traffic backups than those that speed. Ding! They're saying this should be a ticketable offense. They're pointing at the greens. Of going around. They're saying they should go around. Holy shit. I ticket left lane bandits because it induces road rage, and almost always self-righteous prick who thinks I'm doing the speed limit. They can just sit there and sit there. I'm right. No, you ain't. Sign here. Your signature is not an admission of guilt. It just states you're something. It is illegal in Arizona. In fact, here's a
stack behind you. Yeah.
Here, listen to this.
People are now passing around on the right to get around him. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars stacking up. You see one car just had to get all the way around and get in front of him. So clearly he is impeding the flow of traffic here. So I stopped you because you were driving in the left lane. I know, I realize you're from Texas, but you can't drive in the left lane and impede the flow of traffic. You got about four or five.
It's also illegal in Texas. I know for a fact.
Cars stacked behind you.
Yeah, I was going the speed limit, so I was.
So it's not about going the speed limit. It's about left lane is for passing. There was plenty of people that were passing around you.
So I was trying to get over so I could let them go.
Yeah, I was following you for a while. You'd been in the left lane for a little bit. Any weapons in the car?
No.
You should. It's dangerous out there. I know he said he tried to move
That's
over,
a good line.
He gave the same argument most people give, which is, well, I was going the speed limit. And that's not what this is about. It's not about going the speed limit. It is about the left lane is for passing.
There you go. So anyway, I'm just shocked at how many of the comments on this one. Well, if I'm going the speed limit, I should not have to get out of your way. Yeah. And I say, go fuck yourself. So anyway. Oh, for fuck's sake, Joe Walsh, not the good Joe Walsh. Let's see what Joe Walsh has to say today. Hang on, let me give him his own link because he's an idiot. All right, Joe Walsh, the not so good Joe Walsh. What's he got to say today? Because it's this guy. Okay, by the way, he's just made his whole brand being anti-Trump. That's all he does now. Take it from me, a guy who went from a divisive political asshole to a proud woke Democrat in just 15 years. Redemption is way better than retribution. Trump is all about retribution. Fuck that. We need politics of redemption. Today's Substack. This motherfucker does nothing but bitch about Trump all day, every day, 15 times a day, and on his podcast and on his Substack. And he's talking about, what'd he say? Redemption is way better than retribution. All you are is retribution on Trump. I get you don't like him, but you know what? The Democrats don't like you either, Joe. Holy shit. Whatever. And we'll do one more, and then we're going to do the rest of Q&A. Oh! The New York Police Department has started arresting undocumented immigrants in New York City. Is this what you voted for? Oh my gosh. They're doing their job because there's, by the way, Brian Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, is now threatening, listen to this, he is now threatening to arrest ICE agents who attempt to arrest illegal aliens. Can anyone make that make sense? Can anyone make that make sense? So, let's see. Let's give this one its own link here. All right. New York City Police Department has started arresting undocumented immigrants in New York City. Is this what you voted for? Yeah, it kind of is. I'm shocked, amazed, proud.
I'm on the trip.
Now, I don't know what they're arresting them for. Is this during a protest or what? So I'm curious as I scroll through this. Grok, please explain what would happen if I moved to another country without consent and just tried to live my life there like I'm 5 years old. Hey there, so you want to know what happens if you move to another country without permission and just try to live their life there, huh? Let me break it down for you, kiddo style. First off, imagine you're playing a game, but you don't follow the rules to join. You just showed up and started playing. The other players might not be too happy about that, right? Well, countries are kind of like that. They have rules. This is funny. Countries have rules of who can come in and live there. And if you don't follow the rules, you're breaking the law. Now, what happens next? It depends on the country, but generally they might catch you and send you back home. It's like getting caught sneaking into a movie without a ticket. You don't get to watch the movie. You get kicked out. Some countries might even fine you or put you in a temporary holding place until they figure out what to do with you. But here's the thing. Not all countries are the same. Some might be more lenient, especially if you're not causing trouble and just trying to live your life. Others might be stricter, especially if there's a lot of people trying to move there without permission. Oh, and about that video you saw on X, It looks like it's from New York City, where police are arresting undocumented immigrants. That's a big deal because it's happening in a place where a lot of people thought things would be different. But remember, every country has its own rules, and sometimes those rules change. So to sum it up, moving to another country without permission is like trying to play a game without following the rules. You might get caught, sent back, or even face some consequences. It's not as simple as just showing up and living your life. Countries have borders and laws for a reason, and they take those seriously. Hope that helps. And remember, always follow the rules, even when you're playing games. That was fucking beautiful. Thank you, Grok. All right, we'll leave that in the links. All right, let's finish up. Today's Friday Q and All right, next question. JB asks, if you could have the power to control bees, like bees, what would you do? Use them for good or make honey, i.e. make honey, or evil, i.e. sting your enemies? This reminds me of a song, like many things do. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. And whatever. Yeah, I would do good things because we need bees to live. So, because although there are some people I wouldn't mind stinging too. Next, JB asks, what monster is coolest? Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, etc. Now, that's a trick question. And I caught the trick you tried to play on me. Frankenstein is not a monster, at least in the literal sense. He may have been a monster for trying to piece together a human, but Frankenstein is the doctor. So Frankenstein doesn't count. As far as the coolest monster, what are those things from Land of the Lost? The Slee Stacks? I thought those were pretty fucking cool. All right, next. Lord Stanhope asks, what is your favorite dad joke? Mine is it okay to tell jokes about serial killers? Yes, but only if they're executed properly. Took you a minute, didn't it? Favorite dad joke? Oh my gosh, there's so many. There's so many. Oh, speaking of dad jokes, let me open that link. Marty Got Jokes. Here, let's just pull one out of the old Marty Got Jokes file here. By the way, my jokes channel, Marty Got Jokes, if you're not familiar. What the hell happened here? Oh my God. What happened to my motherfucker? All right, let's fix this. Hello, Blue-Eyed Scream. Did I already say that? I might have already. Anyone else I missed? Oh, Black Hebrew Israelites in the house. What's up?
That's right.
Marty got. Ooh, not Maddie. RTY got jokes. Oh, I think this one's pretty good. Let's do this one. Hang on, I gotta see if I can pause it. This is from a while back. Here it is. Here's one of my favorites.
Here's the thought of the day. If one door closes and another one opens, your house is probably haunted.
Now, I don't know if that's a dad joke, but it is one of my favorite jokes. So there you go. What do you call a well-balanced horse? Stable. That's a good one. I like that, Black Hebrew Israelite. Yeah, put some dad jokes in the chat. I'll get there. All right, let's see. I got bees. Oh, here we go. Lord Stanhope asks, what's hotter, crazy or stupid? I'm not into stupid, so I guess crazy. If you had to choose one, I don't know. It's they're both kind of dangerous. Lord Stanhope asks, what is the most you should spend on a bottle of red? Well, it depends. Are you talking red wine or red paint? I guess they don't sell paint in bottles. And if I could save time in a bottle, there's one thing that I'd like to do. Anyway, the most, look, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a good red wine. And in fact, it's been a while since I bought wine this cheap. There was about 10, 15 years ago, there was a red wine from Chile that was like $9 a bottle, and it was amazingly good. So you just got to find the gems, and you can usually spend definitely under $20. We rarely spend more than $20 on any wine. So that's just my own rule of thumb. I'm sure there's some fantastic wines out there you get for $60 a bottle, but I'm not in that price rate category. Lord Stanhope asks, how many roads must a man walk down before a man can be called a man? I heard on average it was 42. We're doing the song questions today. Yes, that's our own Minnesota native Bob Dylan lyric. I think it's probably 17 though. I don't think you need to get up to 42. You can be called a man walking down 17 roads and you're doing good. Avocados Diabli asks, if you need to shit so bad you have to shit in the potted plant in the lobby of a police station, do you wipe or just get done and blow that taco stand hoping for the best just to get away? Yeah, that's definitely a time to shit and run. No dad joke intended. Lord Stanhope asks, since you think you can take Steve McQueen, you think you could take Robert Mitchum circa Night of the Hunter after downing a bottle of bourbon or breakfast? No, Robert Mitchum would kick my ass. I'm just saying. He didn't have to, even though he's an actor, I bet he could kick my ass any day. Tyrus Alexander, the Pope, asks, trail stop stream when? I don't know. We're probably not going to be hitting trail stop too much this summer. Maybe in the fall we'll start doing some again, but we got a busy summer. We're picking up shit. Like I said, we spent too much on vacation, so we gotta make up for it by working harder this summer. And plus, I gotta get. Plus, we're going to our friend's cabin 3 times this year instead of 1, and there's just all kinds of things that we got going on. So we might do just a trail stop stream that's not at the trail stop. That could happen because we did that when we were on our vacation briefly. Anyway. Avocados Diabli asks, what is your favorite country outside the U.S. for ice shack hookers? I've never been there, but it'd be cool to do it in Iceland because, you don't need ice for ice shack hookers in Iceland. I really do want to go to Iceland, though, sometime to go see the volcanoes. And I hear it's just a crazy beautiful country, and it doesn't take that long to get around there. Let's see. Lord Stanhope asks, since you I lost it. There we go. Oh, Lord Stanhope, since you probably think you could beat up Robert Mitchum, can you beat up Robert Downey Jr. during his heroin years? Well, okay. See, you anticipated something that I did not intimate. I said Robert Mitchum probably kicked my ass. But as far as Robert Downey Jr., pick any day of any era of Robert Downey Jr., he's gonna be pulp. I'm just saying. He's a little dude. I'm a huge human being, okay? And he could hit me probably 10 times before I even noticed. Little fucker. Anyway, Lord Stanhope asks, do you understand the old-fashioned and described that you described is the old-fashioned MK2 or the Wisconsin Old Fashioned? No, that's actually the traditional Old Fashioned. Because, look, here's the thing. During Prohibition, okay, the reason there's even such thing as cocktails, I mean, because before Prohibition, people just drank their booze pretty much straight, okay? But during Prohibition, they started, the booze that they were building in bathtubs and different things was so bad that they had to have additives to it in order to be able to drink it. Now, as far as the Old Fashioned, that was just they muddled some sugar with some fruit to make the bad bourbon that they put in their famous still to make it taste better. But they did not use syrups and all this other stuff. They just mixed some sugar in it with some fruit, and then and not even so much. I probably didn't even have the bitters in it at the time, but it's just to make it taste better. So that's kind of the whole that's kind of when the cocktail started forming. That's when they started adding, a little bit of vermouth to gin and making the Manhattan. That's one of the originals, and they're adding red sweet vermouth to that. That's, it's all part of what happened during Prohibition. And then the idea of making tastier cocktails kind of grew from that. So there you go. Lord Stanhope, what's your favorite place to drive drunk? In the driveway, and that's about it. I tend not to do that. Lord Stanhope, since you enjoy flipping out, arguing on with stupid people, why do you enjoy it? Oh, I don't flip out at stupid people. I don't flip out. I argue with stupid people is actually entertaining just to see what comes out of their mouths. But yeah, I don't necessarily. Oh, wait. No, pause. I don't want that. I just want, what happened here? I just want to go back to the channel. Marty, by the way, the Marty Got Jokes channel will be in the links today again. Yeah, why do you enjoy? I don't know. And it's not even with, maybe I like arguing with smart people better because I can learn some stuff. I don't know. Hello, Selected Boy. Yeah, boy. Did I already do that? Oh, here's what. Oh, there's some jokes over here. Oh, wait, Tyre, how many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? 29 roads, but you get double counts for 4-lane roads. Yes, you do. And Let's Select a Boy dropped a joke in here. A blind man walks into a bar with his seeing-eye dog. Then he stops and suddenly starts swinging the dog around in the bar. Bartender says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm just looking around." Oh, my God. That's a good one. Did I miss any? Now that I'm scrolling up to see if I missed any other jokes. That's a good one. I like that. All right, where was I? Favorite drive drunk since you ended flipping out. Oh, here we go. Selected Boy asks, what was the one time you had to forcefully let somebody know to keep their distance from you? Oh. So I was playing a pickup basketball game in college one time in the off season for the men's basketball team. And I often played with the men's basketball team because I was a pretty good basketball player. I just wasn't necessarily a Division I college athlete level basketball player, but I was really good and I was pretty athletic. And the team's highest scorer was coming down, on a fast break to dunk the ball. And me being super athletic, I jumped up and blocked him in midair. And he fell and he got mad and he's like, oh, yeah, why are you doing this? You're just, because I was a college cheerleader. That was the other thing. A college cheerleader blocked our best player's dunk in midair. Got really mad at me, started to want to fight with me. And unfortunately, what he doesn't realize is that college cheerleaders who throw 100, 110, 120 pound girls in the air on a daily basis are probably pretty strong. Plus, I had a little bit of a wrestling background. And so he started fighting with me, and I grabbed him, and I literally picked him up and body slammed him. And then I got up, and he was going to come at me again. I said, I'll do it. I just pointed. I said, I'll do it again. And he's like, you thought about it? He's like, nah, we're not going to go there. So anyway, that was one time I had to do that. Just, had my hand out. I'll do it again. He's like, all right, whatever. Avocados Diablo, if you ate the best meal you had ever eaten in your life and found out after the fact it was dog, would you order it again? It's the best meal I ate ever in my life. Well, I mean, if I was in China, maybe. I mean, if that's what they serve, that's what they serve. I don't know. I would have some thoughts about it because I'd be thinking about my own pup at home. Anyway, Lord Stanhope, what country has the best women of the night, both on hotness and bang for your buck? And were said women domestic or imported? Okay, I have no fucking idea. I'm sorry. This is a topic that I have no sense of whatsoever. I have a friend that goes to Thailand every once in a while, and he says, yeah, you got to watch yourself there. No, I have no fucking idea because that's not even my thing. I don't know. No idea. So yeah, I don't know. Probably Amsterdam because that shit's legal there. They have, shop windows with them standing in the window and shit. I don't know. Someone says Thai and or Filipino. Okay. I hope that's just from speculation and not experience, but if it's experience, I'm not one to shame anyone for their own picadillos. All right. Next, JB asks, okay, how many Marty clones plus the original Marty commanding them to take would it take to beat up a gorilla? Also, how would you get the clones? Well, the clones, that's easy. There's a lab in South Bend, Indiana. As for the gorilla, it's funny because I asked that question about if 100 men could take a gorilla. And the answer is, yeah, several of them will be dead, but gorillas don't have great stamina. Humans probably are the one animal on the planet probably has the most stamina of any other of the animals. So yeah, plenty of those guys, clones would be dead, and I just sit back until the gorilla is really super tired and then just pummel the motherfucker. I don't know. That's dangerous territory. But the clones, yeah, South Bend, Indiana, there's that lab in South Bend, Indiana. That's where I would get the clones. JB asks, what is your favorite thing about Canada, LOL? Well, unfortunately, I have never been to Canada. But I think perhaps Vancouver Island, I hear, is really cool. And we're going to take a trip there and one of these years because I have relatives in Seattle that I need to go see. And we want to, from Minnesota, we can drive to Thunder Bay, and there's a beautiful waterfall there that I want to see. So let's just say Vancouver Island and Thunder Bay. Avocados Diablo asks, what time is it? Oh, I'm running out of time here. How much I got left? Okay, not that many. No more questions, please. Avocados Diablo asks, where is it? Oh no, wait. Country's best women, JB, favorite thing. Okay, Avocados Diablo asks, if you can control the people who can control the bees, would you use it for good or for evil? If I could control the people who control the bees, it's the same answer. I would do it for good. We would make the planet more green, more, pollination of things that need to be pollinated for more food and ointments, and there you go. I'd do it for good. Lord Stand-Up asks, Monster Zero is the coolest monsters. That's not a question. Who is Monster Zero? Who the fuck's Monster Zero? I've never heard of Monster Zero. I'm also going to put the Marty Big Journey channel in the links again. I'm going to start doing that daily. Just please subscribe to those channels and go check out what we got there. Marty's Big Journey. Because I'm going to be starting posting a lot of stuff from the vacation on that channel. There we go. Both those will be in the links. All right, where was I? Control the bee. Okay. Avocados Diablo asks, if you were getting a CT scan of your chest, what marsupial would you least like to see inside? It's funny, I can't name a whole lot of marsupials. That's the problem. I mean, obviously kangaroos, and are marmosets marsupials? I mean, I wouldn't want to see a kangaroo inside of my chest. That'd be scary. But that's really are wombats? Are those marsupials? I don't know. Fucking marsupials. Name some marsupials, and then I'll tell you. An echidna? What the fuck's an echidna? What possums? Oh yeah, possums are marsupials. They're the only North American marsupial. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see a possum. I wouldn't want to see any of them. Porcupines are not marsupials. Wombats are. Porcupines are not marsupials. They're just plain old mammals that fuck you up with their stupid tines. All right. Let's see. Select Boy asks, how can you tell if a mango is ripe? A, by sight. B, by smell. C, both. Well, you should be able to tell a mango is ripe by sight. You look for the you look for a reddened part of it, but not the entire thing. Smell, I suppose if it's overripe, you would know. I don't know by smell, but I'm not sure. That sounds right. Oh, echidna? I don't even know what an echidna is. Avocados Diablo asks, when drug ads tell you, if you are allergic to X, do not take X, who does that help? Dumbasses. Because, yeah, do not take if you're allergic to this. How the fuck do you find out if you're allergic to it? Well, ask your doctor. Well, shouldn't you have asked your doctor in the first place? Why are you even asking about a drug if you don't, if the doctor didn't recommend it? Yeah, that's the dumb. There's a lot of dumb things in those drug ads. This ad could cause hemorrhoids or death. Great. Anyway, Avocados Diablo asks, if you're going to branch out and start a drag show car wash, what would you name it? And what would your drag name be? Wait, you didn't say I would be in drag. You just said start a drag show car wash. Do I have to be in drag to start a drag show car wash? Can't I just be the manager? Come on, AD. Good Lord. What would I call it? Oh man. All right, sorry. Someone come up with some names. I can't even think. The only thing I was like, the Dream Clean Machine or some shit like that. I don't know. That's kind of a dumb name. Anyway, Under the Skirt. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, Lord Stand Up asks, will you have a good weekend though you're broke? Well, we're going to be working on my brokenness over the weekend. I'm going to be refinishing some furniture to sell on the Facebook, whatchamacallit thing, Marketplace. Avocados Diablo, could you beat up Rock Hudson either in his age years or not? Yeah, Rock Hudson was another fake tough guy. Lord Stand Up says, Marty, look up the 1880 Old Fashioned. I will do that. Avocados Diablo, can you make a bathtub beer or do you need a hot tub for that? I'm not sure. Is that possible? Are there any cold brew beers that you don't need heat for? I don't know. Probably. The Egyptians made beer. Avocados Diablo asks, did you say you went to the home of Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paula Juan Mercosino Maria de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santisima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso? Yes, I did. We went to Pablo Picasso's house, or his boyhood home. He lived there until he's 9 years old, and they made the whole apartment building into a museum. That's his full name. That's a lot of fucking names. That's more than mine, even. Avocados Diablo says, you know how you can kill someone in self-defense and not be guilty of murder? Why do we not have the equivalent for... No! I'm not even going to say that! Holy shit, Avocados Diablo. I'm not reading that. Good God. And by the way, How could you do that in self-defense? You can. Do you guys even see the? Can you go into the Q&A and see the questions, or am I the only one who can see the questions? Okay, yeah, that's what he said in the chat. He says, "You know how you can kill someone in self-defense and not be guilty of murder? Why do we not have the equivalent for what he said in the?" Oh my God. Lord Stanhope says, "Why can't I ask more questions?" Well, you can, but I'm closing the show. And then finally, the last question on Friday. The last question on today's Friday Q&A comes from Avocatus Diabli. And Avocatus Diabli asks, Tiger Bomb? That's it. That's the question. I have no idea what that means. Tiger Bomb is the question. Oh, shit. What did I just do there? Oh, by the way, thanks for the other people who did TC retweeting the show. Just saw that. And Snack Shack. What does that mean? I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. It's Friday. Show's over. And this was fun, as always. So, excuse me. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Like I said, I'm gonna be working sort of all weekend. We got to clean up our yard. We haven't opened the pool yet, and that's a task. And I don't know if I really want to do it anyway. But we're having people over in the end of July, so I guess I have to. We weren't gonna open it this year because it's a pain in the ass, and I don't even know if I can afford to open it. But I'm going to anyway. But excuse me. In the chat, I am dropping links. Here are the links from today's show. There are not a whole lot of them, but a couple cool things. And Tiger Balm, not Tiger Bone. No, Tiger Bomb. But Bomb, B-O-M-B. Never heard of it. Anyway, there's the links. I'll drop them in the description too. And I hope, I still have yesterday's Superstar Sponsor of the Day. Well, since we had no sponsors today, Gunfox gets it 200 days in a row. So Gunfox, when you watch this replay, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar Sponsor of the Day. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Thank you for joining me on the Morning Night Live. I appreciate everyone joining me, getting the chat, hitting them like buttons. Hit the like button before you go if you haven't already. And you have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday at this same approximate time on this same specific channel. You have a great weekend. My name is PDawgKnight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.